it's not young men as in vijana. You know, sometimes in the Bible, when they're using the word man, it is unisex. Come in the beginning, in Genesis, when God said, let us create man in our own image. He was not just saying, let us create the male gender. He was saying, let us create this person, this individual. And this individual, in him was both the man and the woman characters in them. And then later on, of course, he separated the two. But man, sometimes in the Bible, is used to mean both. Man and a woman, that is male and female gender. Here Titus is saying, tell the youth, the young people, tell them to be in self-control. Why? When I say self-control, what comes to your mind? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? Ndio tusizono kama wale ambao wamelala pale katikati. Si wameshaanza tumadama hapo. Simkai vizuri kama tunasikiza the word of God. Tunaheshimiana, si ndio? I am here giving my time to you. The Holy Spirit is here. Be heard like we are in the presence of God. Now, when you hear the word self-control, what comes to your mind? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? What is the first thing? Anyone, just raise your hand and say. We have many ideas. It's not. The word self-control. Is it the first time? No. So, anyone wants to give it a try? Let's learn pamoja. It's better when you interact. Yes, thank you. Emotions? Emotions, thank you. Na mtu akisema tunampigia kofi moja pa. Good. Another person? Self-control, when you hear the word, what comes to mind? Whatever comes to mind, yeah. Kunayo ndio maana ulikuwa unajaribu kuinua mkono batukaran kwa nywele. What comes to mind? Anything. All answers are valid. Yes. Feelings, Anything else? Yes. Display, thank you. Tumesahau piga ile kofi moja. Na yeye moja. Great. Another? Yes. Reaction? Another clap for him. Thank you. So all those answers are true. All those talk about self-control, that they require you to have this. So other terms actually which talk about self-control, they are otherwise known as self-discipline. It's actually the word self-control. These are two words combined in one. You as a person and the ability to keep under. The ability to be able not to be overcome by something in your life. If you're controlling it, that means there is a possibility for it to overrun you. Sindio? If you need to control water, it means there is ability of that water to run. Sindio? If you have to control something, that means there is a chance it can go overboard. So it means self-discipline. It means having a sound mind. To be self-controlled is one with a sound mind. Kichwa yako inafanya timamu, otherwise known. And also, it is the act of moderation. Actually, self-control involves moderation. When you're told you need to take control of something, you're told to handle it with moderation. For you to be in control of something, is that you know how far it can go, and so to prevent that, you act in moderation. All those are words or terms that help explain self-control. So you can talk of act of moderation. Number 2, you can talk of self-discipline. And number 3, you can talk of being of sound mind. All those mean moderation or self-control. And what do we need control for? When do you know you need self-control? When do you know? Utajuaje? Enyewe hapa Juliana umefika, unahitaji kujizuia kiasi. Yaani unahitaji kuwa na kiasi. Hapo umeenda sana. Si unasemaga you have come too much. Umeenda sana. Mtu akienda sana ni kwa sababu hana self-control. Sindio? Yes. So, what situations do we find ourselves and say, I need this thing called self-moderation? Number 1, little or no self-discipline. little or no self-discipline. When you find yourself, you cannot discipline yourself, which means what? You decided nitaamka 4 kusoma, but you find that you're having issues, unalala excess. Personally, self-control, by the way, it's not something that anyone has completely achieved. It's something we keep learning. Mimi, I am working on self-control over social media issues and on phone. I'm on my phone most of the time. So I am trusting God and working towards taking self-control over this aspect. I am telling you this so that you don't see that it is only you who has issues with self-control or self-discipline. What do I mean? Unaona kama nimeanza kuangalia videos za TikTok. Imefika time 8 nimejiweka nafaa kuanza kusoma. Badala nianze kusoma kwa sababu in school. Badala nianze kusoma, I find myself now ninaendelea tu, imefika saa 3, imefika saa 4. That means nimepita. I have not disciplined myself well enough to be able to control what I am doing, this action that I'm taking. So if you find yourself you lack discipline in a certain matter, maybe umeamua mnaenda kupiga story for a few minutes, relax kidogo, and then you are going for 5 minutes, you take 30 minutes. That means whatever activity you are doing, you lack discipline in it. Number 2, lack of goals, or inability to keep goals. How do you know that you lack self-control? The inability to keep goals, or you lack them. Where hauna mpangilio, hauna goals inahitaji sahihi. Hauna agenda, uko hapa shuleni tu umalize. Unakuja kila siku asubuhi, unaamka, unakuja unaingia class, hauna agenda for that day. You don't have a goal for that day. You are here, the teacher kuja aongee vile anataka uende. Uko hapo umekuja CU, umekuja Sunday service, badala usikie, badala uimbe kile kimekuleta hapo. Unajua wengine nilikuwa nawaangalia nikakuwa najiambia moyoni, ningepata nafasi niwapeleke hospitali. Waone wale wagonjwa ambao hawezi amka. Wale ambao wamekatika miguu. Wale ambao hawezi jiinua, hawezi jigeuza. Aisee, ungekuwa unachezea Mungu. Yaani ninaziambia kama mambo mengine yanaonaga mimi nakumbuka na nilijaribu Mungu alinisaidia nikakuwa na kiasi hata nikiwa shule in high school, because of the things that I saw. I remember there is a time watu wanakada washaikuja huko. Watu wa drugs, nakada, wale wanafundisha nakada. Ama any team that come to teach us drugs. Hawatakuja? Washaikuja? Oh, great. Now they came with a chart. And the chart walikuwa wanaonyesha how your brain looks like ukivuta bangi sana. My friend, ilikuwa inakaa kama tamaki kona potholes mingi. Potholes. And I came to learn any kind of smoke, be it tobacco, be it bang, whichever it is, it causes your inapitaga. Inaenda kwa brain, inaua. And amazingly or unfortunately, our brain cells never grow. Alafu beshangu ataniambia, si nimeona rafiki zangu wenye wanavutaga, amekaa 7 years na hakuna kitu imemwarikia. My friend, angalia huyo mtu vizuri. That person was telling me that, I remember it was in campus. Nilimwacha shuleni 2 years, alikuwa na graduated 2 years later. Na tulikuwa tunafanya 2 different courses. I was doing medicine, yeye alikuwa anafanya mambo na computer. I had a heavier load to do. But the difference between me and him, when ananiambia hiyo I affect mtu, si hata kuna wenye unaona najua anavutaga na hawakufi, hawana issue. Huyo ndio unamwacha shuleni. Huyo ndio anashindwa kuprogress. The person who is telling you that. Nikaona ilikuwa inaonyesha watu wa drugs, alikuja akatuonyesha the way ukiwa na unprotected sex mtu unaweza pata magonjwa kama gonorrhea, syphilis. And for the guy, you will see anapata kidonda mpaka the male genitalia na fall off. I'm painting these pictures on you because it's important for you to understand, because we are going to see if you lack knowledge in a matter, you will not be able to self-control yourself. Because of the fear I had of my parents, threatening me that hawatanipeleka shule if I misbehave, I was online. I will not just allow to be taken anywhere with any friend just because I want to, because I know if I mess up. Nikienda nyumbani, my dad used to tell me, Juliana, unaona kwetu kuna waga na makonge Sisal. Kitambo watu walikuwa wanalima Sisal na wanapeleka kwa mashine. Wenye walikuwa wanakata hizo Sisal, mikono yao ilikuwa inakaa rugged, inakaa kama barabara. Imekatika ngumu, yani they looked hardship ile seriously. Watu wa mjengo, watu wa Sisal walikuwa wasi. My dad alikuwa ananiambia, Juliana, you mess up in school. Huko ndo utaenda kufanya, nitakupeleka na nikuacha huko kwa Sisal. With that knowledge in mind, singelala. Ningeingiza miguu kwa karai na bado nisikie usingizi, nifungue dirisha bado nisikie usingizi, but I will do everything knowing I don't want to be taken where that knowledge has been given me. I had to take control of the things in my life. I had goals. Ningeamka asubuhi nipange leo ninafanya mahesabu, kesho ninafanya chemistry. I had goals to fulfill. At least wewe unasema unashindwa kupita mahesabu, hauelewi. Put goals. Fanya at least mahesabu mawili tu. Two every day. Different na me. Integers, mara fractions, every day. And I know you will be way different than that person who decides that the whole day they are going to do my cycle, and instead of doing it, they waste it. Put goals that can be able to be controlled. Number 3, if you have no motivation. People who lack self-control are people who are not motivated. You lack motivation. If you look at your life, naona sina motivation ya kusoma, sina motivation ya kuenda class, sina motivation. You are a person who lacks self-control. That is why you are not motivated to do anything. You are here and you are sleeping. The example of a person who is lacking any motivation. Number 4, how do you know that you lack self-control? You have no willpower. Nguvu ya kujizuia. You lack willpower over something. Something yani inakubeba tu. You lack the strength to say no. No is a sentence, complete sentence. No is a complete sentence. I don't know if the English teachers will agree or not, but I know that for sure. The word no is a complete sentence. You do not have to explain yourself why. If I say no, I say no. Unasema mregi, twende pale tukatafune miraa pale Kiriani. No. And you go your way. Michelle, twende pale kuna club iko pale imefunguliwa. No. Simple as that. Candy, hey, there is that guy who is out for you and amekutafuta. No. As simple as that. It's a complete sentence. But most of us lack the strength to say that. And that lacking of that strength to say no is lack of self-control. Difficulty controlling your emotions. The other reason you may not have self-control. Lack of attention. Like right now, I remember this time, I don't know if it was this school ama ni wapi. Tuko hapo tumekuja, watu wanahubiri, watu wameomba, watu wamejitolea kukuja kukuambia neno la Mungu. There are people who have no that opportunity. Alafu unapata tu kijana hapo ndo anasoma Facebook. Unasoma na kuna wengine najua tu hapa nikizunguka hapa. Sitakosa mmoja ama wawili. Wanajifanya sasa hivi ndio tayari ya kusoma Facebook. Instead of saa zile imepangiliwa asome, saa hii ndio wanasoma. Lack of attention. You cannot be attentive to what is going on right now. Quick to blame others. You, when kitu yote happen class, you are very good to say, sio mimi sikuwa involved. I wasn't there, sio mimi. You are quick to blame someone else. You lack self-control. Your mouth lacks self-control. Difficulty maintaining friendship. From 1 to 1, uko na best fulani. Term 2, hata si term 2. Kabla term iishe, uko na wengine. Kabla term ianze wengine, uko na friend. Yaani wewe hakuwaki na best moja for more than 1 term. You lack self-control. If you cannot maintain one friendship, one friendship, you lack self-control. And dangerous and all over passive lifestyle. Dangerous lifestyle. Dangerous lifestyle. Whatever trend imetokea lazima uingie hapo. Lazima uparticipate. You are a person who is lacking self-control. Or you are the kind of person who does nothing. Wewe uko tu mbele. Hakuna sio games. Sina una games shule. Do you have games? I will participate anywhere. Sawa, unasema mimi si athlete. Aenda basi. Nakuanga na indoor games vitu kama chess. Kuna hizo? Ziko? Nice man. Yeye shule iko mbele. Tupige makofi. Unapaka chess my friend. Mimi niko mbali sana. I know many schools which don't have those games. Indoor games like chess, like the darts, like Scrabble, like let me get too much. That's it. Sorry? Table tennis. Oh yeah, table tennis. But kuna ingine ilikuwa nasema kule zikuwa nasikia. But all those, you are not trying anything. Wewe si akili unaipeleka hana. You are not a creative. Uko na science. Hakuna? Still, no worries. Agriculture? Iko. Hauko agriculture club. Hauko indoor games. Hauko wildlife. Wewe unaangalia mazingira. Wewe hauko futa, hauko badminton, hauko wewe uko wapi? You think that those are not wastage of time? They are here in school for a reason. So if you find yourself again, you are over passive. When I say over passive is that wewe uko hapo tu, hakuna kitu nafanya, ni kujiangalia tu na kaa aje leo. How do I look like today? It's so looking at me. Leo mevaje? Mbona ni kiatu? Mbona ni nywele? Right. So, those are some of the things I can tell you if you're lacking self-control. But what is self-control? Why should you learn about self-control? What is it? Number one, which I'm wondering, Panini, no one told me. Self-control is a fruit of the Holy Spirit. Is it not? Yes, it's a fruit of the Holy Spirit. How many fruits are there? How many fruits are there? There are 9 fruits. There is one fruit, but divided into 9. It is called the fruit, not fruits. Fruit of the Holy Spirit. And there are 9 divisions of it, which are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, faithfulness, humility, and self-control. You find that it's one number at the beginning of God. Why am I forgetting that? If you guys are good, you even know the fruit of the Holy Spirit. That is wonderful. One of them, why you need to know. All you need to have is because the one is a fruit of the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit, mind you, it's not something you sit and say, Holy Spirit, give me self-control. Holy Spirit, give me love. Holy Spirit, remember these are fruit. Can a tree just sit and say, leo nataka kutoa matunda? Is that possible? No. It has to grow. It has to be nourished. The Holy Spirit in you has to reach a point that it can bear fruit. The Holy Spirit in you has to be cultivated. Remember, the Holy Spirit is like a tree. Nimeona kuna mti imechorwa pale nje. Like a tree, the types of pronouns. Like a tree. A tree in you. The more you cultivate, the more you can bear these things. The more you can express. A fruit is a result. A fruit is a result, yeah? A result. I'm sure those two gentlemen who are behind you there. You see, I'm a teacher, and I like people to be attentive, especially with real life. So I will point you at kama huyu amelala hapa nimwambie unamwekelea mkono uache nini. Sit up. Sit up. Sit up. Thank you. I just want you to be attentive. Because this is an important thing. You find the older men are told many things by Paul to Titus, but the young people are told one major thing: self-control. Because sisi ndo tuko na issue na self-control. Sasa hiyo hormones zinafika tu level nyingine. Sasa hiyo kilile kimepita hivi umeona, kingine hivi umeona. Unasema macho yana pazia, aisee utayafunika. Self-control involves you putting your hand in front of your eyes, even if I am pazia. So number one is the fruit of the Holy Spirit. The fruit of the Holy Spirit is found in which book? Galatians chapter 5 verse 22 and 23. Sawa. Galatians chapter 5 verse 22. If you try, hata kama ujui memory basata moja, jua hii moja. Galatians chapter 5 verse 22 and 23. The fruit of the Holy Spirit. Number two, self-control is a requirement of life to be fruitful. For you to be fruitful in life, you require self-control. Let's read 2 Peter 1 chapter 4 to 8. If someone can reach there very quickly and read for us. 2 Peter chapter 1. 2 Peter is just after James. 2 Peter chapter and after 1 Peter, that is chapter 1 verse 4 to 6. Kuna mtu amefika? Yes. Nani amefika? Nyosha mkono. Okay, read for us.
Chapter 1 verse 4. By which he has granted to us his precious and very great promises, that through these you may escape from the corruption that is in the world because of passion, and become partakers of the divine nature. For this very reason, make every effort to sublimate your faith with virtue, and virtue with knowledge, and knowledge with self-control, and self-control with steadfastness, and steadfastness with godliness.
One clap for her. Thank you. So you see, Peter here is telling them, you need several things in verse 5. Number one, you need to faith. You need to have faith. To faith add goodness. To goodness add knowledge. To knowledge and self-control. I want to sit there for a little bit. That is what I was telling you, those stories of the drugs and the things I was being told. If you lack knowledge in something, you may not be able to control yourself. If I pass thicker highway without looking right, left and left again, I can be knocked by a car. Utapita hapo kama zuzu bila kuelewa. If I have knowledge that when I have sex once, na niseme ukweli, ile mtu anasema sitaingia kichwa tu. You know what I'm talking about? I know it only takes one opportunity for a spark to get inside me and I get pregnant. I will keep away. But you tell yourself, maybe I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm using condom. Those condoms break. And we have had so many occasions where patients come. I am a nurse, so I'm telling you what I know. Patients come and it has happened one time. Kulienda ate mara moja tu and I'm pregnant. Yes, it is very possible. Plus even with a condom. If I have this knowledge in the back of my mind, I will not involve myself in these activities. If I know, from which I know and I truly know, taking Mira causes a man to have sperm miraa. Unatembea tu out of nowhere, vitu vinamwagika tu. Na wewe uko hapo unaambiwa twende pale tukakule miraa, unaenda. Why? If I have the knowledge that there are drugs that cause me not to be able to concentrate in class, why partake them? Why should I take bang if I know I'm going to end up suffering in class, and that is what has brought me in school? If I know you are a bad company, why should I follow you? I have seen you cause people to wonder. Kama mtu ukienda kila siku unapatana na yeye, at the end of the day umeset goals zako. Leo nitafanya biology, leo nitafanya chemistry. But at the end of the day, when you look at your day, unaona haujafanya, hakuna equation hata moja umefanya, hakuna reaction hata moja umecalculate. Hakuna. And unafuatana na huyu mtu tu, unaendelea kufuatana naye. No. Having knowledge is very important. The Bible says that my people perish because of my people perish because of my people perish because of lack of knowledge. Self-control is brought about as a fruit, as a result of having knowledge in something. If I study hard enough, I'm going to pass. That knowledge should be able to control what I do. It's also a tool against peer pressure. Self-control. I know that is a big issue in high school. Peer pressure. So and so is doing something, so I should do it like them. So and so amepata squeeze na baba miwani, hata mimi nitavaa miwani. So and so squeeze amekata skati yake kwa huku juu, pia mimi nafanya hivyo. For who? For what? Are you there? Miguu yako ni kama ya mwanajeshi, unavaa skati ndogo ya nini? I'm not busy anywhere, I'm just saying. Funika. Ukipata pesa yenye utapaka mafuta vizuri, ing'ae vizuri, vaa huko nje upatie mtu wako. Si hapa umeparara ni kupatiwa mafuta yenye haiko na uko hapo na tuviti kidogo. Panti hiyo utayosha. Uko hapo umesaga, ati unaenda unavaa ushi. Na mtu akisterusha hivi kidogo, kuna kahole hapo hivyo. Hapo. Na ndio huyo unasaki nini? What for? My friend, self-control is very important. Peer pressure, because you see some other people doing something a certain way, pia wewe uko hapo unafanya. Wewe hauko na macho, lakini una lazima uvae miwani ile inaenda action. Utapata macho kabla ufike campus. Please. Peer pressure can't be controlled by self-control. A good example is Jesus. I want to give the example of Jesus. When Jesus, we can read that story very quickly. Jesus, in the book of John chapter 7, you can read that. John chapter 7, verse 1 to 9. John chapter 7. We can see how Jesus handled peer pressure because he was also influenced. Remember, the life of Christ was supposed to give us a guidance on how we should live our own lives. So John chapter 7, verse 1 to 9. Maybe I'm going to read that quickly so that we can move faster. John chapter 5, from verse 1 to 7. My book in NIV says, sometime later, Jesus went up to Jerusalem for a feast of the Jews. Now there is in Jerusalem near the Sheep Gate pool, which in Aramaic is called Bethesda, and which is surrounded by 5 covered... No. That is not what I was looking for. There is a story. Why am I not getting it? whereby Jesus, it was time for, I'm going to get you the verse, sorry. It was time for Passover. It was time for Passover, and at that time, people wanted to, like, Jesus alikuwa ameanza kufanya miracles. And then his brothers were telling him, sasa si tuende Jerusalem for Passover, ukafanya yale mambo unafanya huko ndio watu wakujue. No great person hides himself. Mtu akikwambia hivyo si kukutota. Sana kutota. So the brothers of Jesus were telling Jesus, tuende Jerusalem, mambo unatuonyesha hapa, enda kafanye huko watu wakuone. But Jesus tells them what? No, I will not go now. Because he knew, number one, the Bible was saying that the brothers did not believe in Jesus. Brothers wake wenyewe hamwamini. So yule mtu anakuchota twende, fanya. Wewe ni bazuu, hakuna kitu kitakushinda hapa. Wewe fanya. Wewe ni yule msee. My friend, that person number one doesn't believe you can. Ndio maana anakuchota. And number two, wewe unataka kufanya kile anakupush ufanye. The only aim is to show how much you don't know anything. Anataka kukuaibisha. Jesus knew it was not his time yet. And at that time, the Pharisees were looking for him. So if he had gone, angekuwa ameenda